Good morning. I'm Spiros Mankaridis, the Interim Dean for the College of Computing and Informatics. And it's my pleasure to welcome you to the 129th Commencement. Albeit this is only the second commencement for the college. On behalf of my colleagues in the College of Computing and Informatics, I am pleased and honored to say congratulations to the class of 2016. I would also like to welcome a few distinguished guests today. Our provost is here, Dr. Brian Blake. Our keynote speaker from the 2004 graduating class, Anthony Bucci. Our Senior Vice President of Online Learning and President of Drexel University Online, Dr. Susan Aldridge. I'm pleased to announce that the members of the Drexel University faculty and administration are assembled with the students whom they taught, mentored, and recommended for academic degrees. Commencement not only provides us a chance to celebrate our newest graduates and their academic achievements, but also provides an opportunity to reflect on our accomplishments as a community over the past academic year. Thanks to the hard work of our incredible faculty, professional staff, and alumni, our students and our college have achieved remarkable growth and success in 2016. Our bachelor's program in computer science is one of the largest undergraduate majors in the university, and our master's program in library and information science is the largest online program at Drexel. As you know, our students are highly employable, with an average of 3.25 co-ops per student and earning the highest co-op salaries in the university. We've continued to champion undergraduate and graduate research by increasing opportunities for students to expand upon the lessons they've learned in the classroom. Last fall, the college sent students of Drexel University's Women in Computing Society to the 2015 Grace Hopper Celebration of Women in Computing in Houston. Additionally, several of our undergraduate and graduate students won top awards at academic conferences, international research competitions, local area hackathons, startup competitions, etc. I would like to acknowledge the many professional successes of our young alumni, and I'm proud to say that the CCI alumni took 3 of the spots of this year's Drexel 40 under 40. So that's 40 people who are under 40 years old, if you're wondering. I can go on and on about the achievements in our community, but I'll just end with this statement to the class of 2016. You are a big part of our success. I wish you the best in your new journey, wherever that may lead you. We hope you will stay in touch with Drexel as alumni and let us know about your accomplishments during the years to come. It is now my pleasure to introduce Jordan Jobs. She is graduating magna cum laude today from the College of Computing and Informatics with a bachelor's degree in Information Systems with a minor in Legal Studies. She is an accomplished undergraduate research scholar, having twice earned national recognition by the prestigious National Council on Undergraduate Research for examination of the disconnect between online health information and lack of patient access, and for her research abroad covering human-computer interaction with smart home technologies. Jordan is a Louise Stokes Alliance of Minority Participation student, a program that was funded by the National Science Foundation that promotes the success of students from underrepresented populations who are pursuing bachelor's degrees in STEM-related disciplines. In addition to completing 2 study abroad programs in Germany, she is a 2012 STAR Scholar, a member of the Upsilon Pi Epsilon Honor Society, and has served as a valued member of CCI undergraduate peer mentoring team since the spring of 2012. Jordan has been an active participant in student groups around Drexel, serving as president and in other various leadership roles in her sorority, and in leadership roles in the West Indian Student Establishment and Drexel's Pan-Atlantic Council. Following her graduation today, Jobs will be moving to New York City, where she will be employed at PricewaterhouseCoopers as a cybersecurity associate. I'd like to invite Jordan to the podium, who will address us on behalf of the class of 2016. Please welcome Jordan Jobs.
Thank you, Dean Sparrows. Welcome and good morning, distinguished guests, Drexel staff and faculty, families and friends, and of course, the biggest welcome goes to my class of 2016. It is such an honor to speak on behalf of my class. I want to congratulate each and every one of you sitting before me on this momentous occasion. And although this day is for celebrating us, at some point today, I encourage you all to let your families know how much you appreciate them. We would not be where we are today without the love and support of our families. So right on cue, because my mom's sitting right there, I just want to say thank you, being my #1 cheerleader, my personal grocery shopper, everything. You're great. Thank you to the faculty and staff who have challenged us in the classroom, fostered our curiosity in technology, and at times humored our classroom antics. So many of you have steered us to or away from our dream careers by showing us how much can be accomplished with technology. Thank you to my peers for letting me sit next to you in random classes unrelated to our majors, like weather. And for those of you who had to take actual science classes, it's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry for your GPAs. In our time as Drexel students, we made it to our 8 a.m. math exams. We've been baffled by programming assignments, and we've already experienced life after college by being denied dozens of jobs and only offered a few through co-op. In West Philadelphia, we have grown into young adults. We ate halal because it was cheap and mysteriously delicious. We've been labeled narcissists. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, millennials. We've wasted a lot of time on Snapchat. We had a pokecation. But we've also witnessed racial, social, and political conflict in the United States. And as technologists, we may have imagined ourselves in the shoes of executives such as Tim Cook, and perhaps what would we do if we were in similar situations. We've learned in the classroom and experienced even more on co-op. And when we cross the stage this morning, we each have the potential to be more, do more, and give more to our technical disciplines. Throughout these 5 years at Drexel, and particularly at CCI, I have learned to take challenges as opportunities, to never stop being innovative, laugh at myself a little more. Shout out to my senior design group for dealing with me. And become not only colleagues with all of you, but leave the stage in life as friends with some of you. In fall of 2011, I came to Drexel and I realized that there weren't going to be a lot of people that looked like me. And as soon as I could type "Hello World," I joined a sorority to be in a group of people I could relate to. As much as I love my sorority, at some point down the line, it hit me that college isn't about always surrounding yourself by people who are exactly like you. Our development as young adults would be stagnant if we didn't learn from people who were different from us. We wouldn't have today's technology if Google and Apple employed exact clones of each other. College is about being challenged, not only intellectually, but also challenged by our differences, culturally, socially, and politically. So as we embark on these next steps in lives, aka #adulting, we will each encounter people with different backgrounds and in turn, different approaches to solve tomorrow's problems. We should be prepared to welcome the unconventional, because in technology, the unconventional could be the next Steve Jobs or Jordan Jobs, a different networking approach, or a new language that solves a problem we didn't even know we had. We are future job interviewers, lead developers, firm partners, and company founders. And we each are capable of pushing technology forward by stepping out of our comfort zones and embracing each other's differences, intellectually, culturally, socially, and politically. Thank you for letting me learn from you and beside you, and making these undergraduate experiences invaluable and unforgettable. Congratulations, class of 2016.
Thank you, Jordan. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Jeffrey Popiak, Professor of Computer Science.
We want to acknowledge those students who have received special recognition from the university. In the spirit of honoring exceptional academic achievement, we wish to recognize one undergraduate student who has completed his degree with a perfect 4.0 grade point average. I'd like to ask Jeremy Bennett to come forward and be recognized. I'd like to recognize those undergraduate students who have demonstrated outstanding academic achievement at Drexel as reflected in outstanding final grade point averages. Students who graduate with a GPA between 3.5 and 3.7 are designated cum laude, or with honor. Will cum laude graduates please stand? Oh, come on, there must be, yeah. Those graduating with a GPA between 3.7 and 3.9 are designated magna cum laude, or with outstanding honor. Will our magna cum laude graduates please stand? Students graduating with a GPA of 3.9 or higher are designated summa cum laude, or with highest honor. Will our summa cum laude graduates please stand? Congratulations to all of you. Our Pennoni Honors College students are among the university's highest achieving. I ask all Pennoni Honors College students to stand and be recognized. Congratulations. Okay. Please be seated. CCI is home to chapters of 2 honor societies. Will the members of Beta Phi Mu, the International Library and Information Studies Honor Society, stand and be recognized? Will the members of Upsilon Pi Epsilon, the International Honor Society for the Computing and Information Disciplines, please stand and be recognized? Please be seated. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, Dr. Popiak. So before we go on to our keynote, Anthony Bucci, I want to take a brief moment to introduce you to a special guest that we also have today on the stage. This is Dean Fensky, who's, please join me at the podium. Dean Fensky is Dean Emeritus. He is retiring this month from Drexel after 17 years of service. And during these 17 years, he was the Dean of the Information Science and Technology College, iSchool, and then he was the inaugural Dean of the College of Computing and Informatics. And he is a pioneer, he is a visionary dean, and one of the fine gentlemen that I've ever met. So thank you, David, for your service. So on the other end of the age spectrum, now we have our keynote. I'm delighted to introduce Anthony Bucci, and he will deliver this year's keynote address. Anthony graduated from our college in 2004, which is not too long ago, with a bachelor's degree in information systems. Today, he is a technology developer turned entrepreneur and the co-founder and CEO of RevZilla.com. RevZilla is the largest online retailer in the motorcycle industry, located here in Philadelphia. In 2007, Anthony left his position as Director of Business Development at the e-commerce agency WebLink to launch RevZilla. RevZilla is a best-of-breed e-commerce online destination for motorcycle apparel, accessories, and parts. Bootstrapped by Anthony and his partners, Nick Auger, a 2006 Drexel computer science alumnus, and Matt Kuhl, for his 8 years, RevZilla.com now reports over $100 million in yearly sales. The company has succeeded in disrupting the $20+ billion motorcycle industry with a new school approach to an old school customer. Anthony has been named to the list of 40 under 40 business people in Philadelphia in 2011. He's Drexel University's 2012 Alumni Entrepreneur of the Year. He's YouTube's 2012 Class of Video Marketing Ambassadors, and of course, the Drexel 40 under 40 in 2014, as well as winning the Pactit Innovator of the Year Award and Ernst & Young's Entrepreneur of the Year Award with his co-founders in 2014. Please give me a warm welcome to our keynote speaker and alumnus and fellow dragon, Anthony Bucci.
All right, Mom, you're going to have to stop crying. There are so many reasons that I am not supposed to be here today, and none of them have to do with my company failing. I would be remiss if I didn't thank a few people right out of the gates. Thank you to the head of Drexel Public Safety for more than once letting me off with just a warning. Thank you to the head of Drexel's Information Security Office for only placing me on double secret probation when I got a little too excited about sharing music during my freshman year. Thank you to the University City Bike Police for always having more of a sense of humor than I expected or sometimes could remember outside of 7-Eleven at 2 a.m. And finally, thank you to the head of student housing for generously accepting my apology the time we accidentally broke a window in the Calhoun dorm from across the street. So now that the folks sitting behind me are starting to wonder if I was a questionable choice for today, let's move on. President Fry, Provost Blake, Dean Mancaritas, friends, family, and most importantly, College of Computing and Informatics graduates of 2016. Congratulations, and thanks for having me today. It's been only 12 years since I graduated from the College of C&I, and it's been amazing to watch Drexel's growth and transformation since then. I was blown away when Dean Mancaritas asked me to speak today. This honor is bucket list worthy. What landed me here is that I'm part of a founding team who built a massive company starting in our Philadelphia apartment just over 8 years ago. The company's called RevZilla, and it's the largest online retailer of motorcycle gear and accessories in the world. We got enough right, we got enough help, and we got enough lucky to do something fantastic. I thought a lot about what to tell you today, what to reinforce, but most importantly, what might help make each one of your journeys towards future success easier. I kept coming back to the same theme. Congratulations on choosing technology as your path. You're all starting with the nerdvantage, and your opportunities are now limitless. Yes, I just made up the word nerdvantage, and I'm absolutely now applying it to you. The nerdvantage means you can build your own tools, you can create your own solutions. You have the ability to find new opportunities as industries, markets, and whole societies evolve faster than anyone can keep up. You now have a tool set that can be applied to an infinite number of ways to exploit inefficiencies or solve problems that only technical people can solve. You chose wisely. Check the scoreboard. The nerds eventually win, and you should win as well. The nerdvantage is a versatile starting point, but it's just that, a starting point. There are many ways you can maximize the impact of your tech superpowers even faster, and they have nothing to do with regular expressions, GitHub, or even middle-out compression. In my experience, they are about complementing your natively digital foundation with some less obvious non-digital skills. Now, I do realize that we are the internet generation, millennials, if you will, the generation that studies continue to show their attention span. So I thought of 23-year-old me and what I wish I knew then when I graduated with my bachelor's in tech. Then I condensed my top 5 learnings from the last 10-ish years into what I will call my list of nerdvantage maximizers. I hope my list might add some about your mountain. One of my mentors and friends is in his late 50s. He's founded, sold, or taken public more than one company, and he once told me, the dark time is the in-between time. Now for him, he was referring to the in-between times where he didn't have a company to build, because spending 100 hours a week building was what he loved to do. I would define my in-between times as any time that I was not working on or working towards a challenge that I considered meaningful. I'm only about 10 years older than you, but I've already seen the in-between times twice in my career. Once when I ended my programming career because I no longer found satisfaction in writing code, and the second time when I left my financially stable agency position to found RevZilla. As humans, I was no longer learning or lit up by the work. My peers thought I was nuts, but the challenge was no longer meaningful to me. I had to go. As humans, we need a mountain to climb, something to build towards, to work hard at every day, something we certainly believe in. There is tremendous joy found in working on something that resonates at your core. The satisfaction only comes from a climb up the right mountain. At this stage, I know that it's hard to make passion-fueled decisions because many of you are trying to get your financial feet under you for the first time with varying levels of debt and desires to be out on your own. But your 20s are the easiest time to pivot, be nimble, take chances, experiment in directions that might get you closer to your mountain. Adult life and responsibilities will get in the way faster than you think. So begin your search immediately. At 27, I asked my mom and dad if they thought I was crazy to leave my career and start a company in an industry I knew little about. They said, "What's the worst that can happen? You might fall flat on your face, but you'll learn something. Pick yourself back up and go do something else." It was good advice. Thanks, Mom and Dad. The only time you can't afford to burn is the time spent on something you know is not at least getting you closer to finding your mountain. Everything else is the dark of the in-between, and you deserve better. Nerdvantage maximizer number 1 is don't settle for the in-between. Find your mountain now. My next maximizer starts with a list of all the things I suck at. I'm terrible at writing code. Patience is not my virtue. I'm reactive. Sometimes I have this attention span of an 11-year-old. I'm a little neurotic. I'm an oversimplifier. I don't enjoy building process. I should talk less and listen more. I move too fast to be detail-oriented, and I didn't do that. It's taken me a long time and a lot of pain to tell a room full of people my shortcomings. It's taken me even more time and pain to figure them all out. The pain came from ego, from unrealistic personal expectations, and from having done the work and unfortunate rework to discover my blind spots the hard way. At this stage, you may have a good idea what you're good at, but do you really know where you come up short? What professional skills you might lack? More importantly, what people skills don't come naturally? Do you know the things you can improve on versus the things that are so baked into who you are that you should just avoid wasting cycles on fixing the unfixable? When I was graduating, I had a pretty good idea of the things I was good at, but I had an extremely low-resolution view of the things where I missed. A seasoned executive and friend once told me, never underestimate the people's ability to hear the truth, and I found that to be true in most forms of communication. But the saying also holds true and great merit when you turn the mirror on yourself by seeking feedback. Ask your peers, ask your family, ask your managers, take a personal inventory of the things that you've struggled with in the last 24 months. Look for patterns. When someone takes the time to offer you real insight that might help you, thank them. Feedback, while tough sometimes, is a gift from people who care about you. Painful as it might be, upping the resolution on your shortcomings will allow you not only to work on them, but optimize your effort and energy on projects, roles, pursuits, and mountains that you will have the best chance of summiting. You'll stop wasting time on things that might be unnecessarily harder based on what you now know about yourself. Nerdvantage Maximizer number 2. Do the work to discover your weaknesses and use that clarity to your advantage. Most people don't have the guts to do it. Remember this. If you are the smartest person in the room, then you are in the wrong room. I'm going to say it one more time. If you're the smartest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room. Think about what that means. If you are the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room because that room is not making you any smarter. Let's deconstruct the idea one step further. You can swap smartest for any trait you find valuable, and this statement will still ring true. I'd also say that the room you're in changes with your situation, and we all live in different rooms from time to time. You'll have intellectual rooms, professional rooms, and social rooms. Each room and the people in it are a choice. The right rooms will push you, they'll challenge you, they'll inspire you, they'll teach you, they'll encourage you, accelerate you, and they'll also level you up. The wrong rooms will agree with you, narrow you, enable you, or stifle you. They won't accelerate your nerdvantage. Who improves faster, the best player on the JV squad or the walk-on that practices every day with the varsity team? You will always be the average of the people you surround yourself with as you enter and exit different rooms during your life. Your mom and dad are the luck of the draw. Everyone else is a choice. The only thing worse than being in the wrong room is not being in any room at all. Everyone with a fire in their belly will share the spirit to take on the world in their own way. But me against the world is exponentially harder than us against the world. Be social, be connected, be opportunistic, be curious. Find mentors, make friends, be open. A does not play well with others mentality will only limit your progress. I've seen brilliant people make the career-limiting mistake of building walls around their own lonely sandboxes. Please don't try to do it in a vacuum. Nerdvantage Maximizer number 3. Find the right rooms full of the right people to make you better every step of the way. Some of the most pivotal moments in my life and in the last decade have come from moments where, in hindsight, the world just seemed to line up perfectly in my favor. When I think about what those moments have in common, the similarity is that they were moments where I gave myself a chance to be lucky. I've raised my hand. I've jumped on stage. I've been the example. I quit my job. I've cold called. I certainly faked it until I made it. I've stopped people on the street. I've snuck into things I had no business attending, and I've certainly acted as if. I've generally put it out there, sometimes aggressively. It's a learned behavior, and it's uncomfortable more often than not. I once attended a conference in 2009 where I practically slide tackled a speaker coming off stage in the emergency exit hallway and would not let him leave until he heard RevZilla's elevator pitch. He heard my pitch, and the 8 years since has connected me with countless Philadelphia and national business leaders, opportunities, and very special people willing to help me along the way, just because he liked my passion, my idea, and the fact that I had the guts to grab him. He definitely could have called security. I can actually draw more than one direct line from that single interaction to events and people contributing directly to me speaking here today. I've already pointed at you once. When I was 8 years old, my father gave me some of the best advice anyone has ever given me. He said, "Anthony, the answer is always no unless you ask." And it shaped, sometimes to a fault, my approach to situations which could yield an outcome in my favor. Everything in your life is a negotiation, and that's especially true when you're negotiating with yourself to step up in a potentially lucky moment. Nerdvantage Maximizer number 4 is give yourself a chance to be lucky. My fifth and final nugget stems from a moment 5 years ago when I was having dinner with my wife Tara and our oldest daughter Isa. RevZilla was in its 4th year, growing fast, and I had about 30 people. I remember Tara turned to me and remarked, "It's such an exciting time in the company. It's crazy how it's taking off. You're making it look so easy." My response was something to the effect of, "I'm glad I have you fooled because this is really hard and frequently terrifying. None of it has been easy, and there has been no such thing as stress-free or relaxed, including today." The truth is that the things in my journey that have created the best outcomes have been consistently unsettling, with frayed edges and moments of true terror baked in. Giving yourself a chance to be lucky certainly checks those boxes, but so do most other decisions in the deep end of the pool. For me it was, are they the right partner? Can we really afford it? Are they the right hire? Is now the right time? What happens if sales dips? Should we perfect things, or should we just launch right now? For you it might be, should I go to work or should I get my master's? Can I afford it? Is this the right project? Should I stay at this company? Is this the right mountain? Should I take the job I will love or the one that pays better right now? In the risk-reward equation that we ultimately choose as individuals, there will be an inherent connection between one's own comfort zone and anxiety level. We all have to accept and cope with how far we press out toward the frayed edge and the length of time we spend out there. We all have different needs for safety and levels of tolerance for the unknown. But I have found it universally true that whether focusing on education, personal development, or career, the journey to capturing your maximum potential typically feels wobbly. Racing legend Mario Andretti once said, "If everything seems under control, then you aren't going fast enough." I'm sure you can already look back to moments which you thought were really difficult, but now you realize that you made it, you adapted, you leveled up both your skill and your risk tolerance. I already told you all of the things that I know I suck at. I'm also telling you from that time to time, I am scared, flat out. Pushing yourself to your potential will be a scary thing. It's normal, it's expected, it does not go away. You will fail a lot. You won't be perfect. People will know. You will make small mistakes and hopefully less big ones. Core value number 7 at RevZilla is take risks but wear a helmet. We're a motorcycle company. Wearing the helmet means being thoughtful versus being capricious about taking calculated risks but still taking them. Remember that in the toughest moments you can always ask yourself, what would I do if I wasn't afraid? Sometimes that will help. Don't beat yourself up and don't let the fear paralyze you. The fear is normal, and anyone who tells you they're not scared is lying or isn't going fast enough to maximize their potential. My last Nerdvantage Maximizer is move fast enough to be scared. I have faith. I know you will all find all of your mountains. your introspection, your support, and your luck. Just know the time window is finite. The journey is always mixed, and moving fast enough to be successful will be unsettling, but it's very achievable. If it seems daunting, keep in mind you are not a friendly owl. You are not a cuddly wildcat. You are not a goofy Quaker. You are a Drexel dragon, and you have dragon DNA. And while that probably sounds like something Charlie Sheen might say, it's a hell of a starting point. Dragons are bold, and they are fearless. They are formidable, and they are tough. I read that on the internet, so it's 100% true. You all have that in you. By July, you will absolutely miss the house parties, the Sev, the DAC pack, the bulletproof glass at Sam's Deli, the 3 for $5, and salt, pepper, ketchup as a singular but wonderful condiment from Pete's Little Lunchbox. But what is next is a mixture of new and truly awesome that you have not seen yet. Remember, you chose wisely. You have your nerdvantage. Don't resist. Don't rest. Maximize it. I'm kind of a fake adult who's made decent progress, but I'm also just a few steps ahead of you. And while my mom and grandma might not agree, sorry, I don't think I'm special. What worked for me might not work for you. I'm just one example, but this is a recurring pattern that I uncovered. When I set out, I wanted nothing more than to put my nerdvantage to work and build something meaningful here in Philadelphia. I'm proud to represent this university, and I hope you are too. Putting a big blue and gold startup win on the board in Philadelphia has been a win for all of us at C&I. I can't wait to see who in this room does it next. Good luck, Drexel Nerd Class of 2016. I say that with love. It's been an honor to share this moment with you, where each one of you start maximizing your nerdvantage is your choice. Give yourself a break. Take a moment. Enjoy your day. But I hope you start negotiating with yourself in the morning. It's worth it. I promise. Go Dragons. Thank you. Take my speech. Thank you.
Well, one thing that I was thinking about as I was listening to this keynote was which one of you am I going to call in 10 years to pry away from your multi-million-dollar company to come and give a keynote?